Salesforce and Inecobank join forces to bring next-generation customer-centric innovation to Armenia and the region. Please welcome Hayk Voskanyan, the CEO of Inecobank, and Hrvoje Supic, the Vice President of Salesforce, for the official launch of Inecobank and Salesforce partnership. Let's welcome our guests to the stage.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for representing us, and thank you for being here for this amazing discussion we're gonna have right now. So let me put my eyeglasses because I'm growing old and cannot see well. So now you know my age. So thank you so much, and today we are going to explore a few themes together with Hrvoje and Hayk together. We are going to talk about personalization, transformation, culture, trust, and so many other stuff. And then we are going to open the floor to each one of you to ask questions, and I really recommend you to grasp the opportunity and ask your questions. So the first theme is about global shift to personalization. And Hayk, I want to ask you this question. So personalization has become an expectation. How is Inecobank approaching this shift?
Thank you, Asmik. Well, we started our journey and predicting how our customers, what our customers expect from us. And this started back in 2000. We started from POS loans, we started from online banking, mobile banking, one-click loans, saving times to for our customers. Now time has come for the next level and next step, which is personalization. Of course, good service is very important, but some integral part of customer experience is personal touch. It's offering what they expect, what your client expects from you. Of course, this age of data, we have to be careful, and we have to be it is very important to use this data and to personalize services and to personalize the experience that we have with our client.
Yeah, thank you, Hayk. Hrvoje, I want to ask you, I'm spelling your name right. All right, perfect. So how does Salesforce see this globally?
Thank you. So first of all, thank you for being here and devoting your time for this panel. Okay, Salesforce is a global leading vendor and #1 company in the global market when it comes to enterprise application software. Is at the same time shaping the trends and also following the trends. So over the last couple of years, we really see big shifts in the couple of trends emerging that are driving, creating the user experience, customer journeys, and finally to loyalty and personalization is a big key ingredients of all of these things. So it's all about, so we all, for example, loyalty and personalization. We all deal with and transact with brands that we love, be it local groceries, be it everything that we do in our lives. The question is how to transform all of this into digital space and to create this level of personalization, loyalty, and then now we use a lot of terms in digital space. As we all know, all of us, we have mobile phones in our pockets. All of us spend hours daily looking at mobile phones. So how to use all this technology to replicate these real-world experiences in our daily life and businesses.
All right, that's so good. So let me jump to theme 2. And Hayk, I also want to tell you that theme 2 is about the banking landscape and digital transformation. So my question for you would be, looking ahead, how do you see the banking landscape evolving in the upcoming 3 to 5 years?
Well, as I said in my first part of the speech, we see a lot of digitalization, and there is a limit. So 100% transactions may be digital, but still there are more expectations on that, and there is no practical limit for customer experience. There is no practical limit for customer journeys. And of course, as we already discussed this one, we will have more personalization. Of course, having in mind the data protection, we will have more tailor-made solutions for our clients, and innovation and product offerings will continue to do so. But my understanding is that it's not the long-term competitive advantage. So there will be a fierce competition, of course, and yeah. So that's in general. In some cases we will have limits. In some cases there is no limit. So we have to be prepared and jump. Sometimes we have to predict. Sometimes we have to follow, but in a better way.
And Hayk, since you're talking about this, what changes do you observe in customer expectations and digital engagement?
Well, currently we have 90+% of transactions done through digital channels. As I said, there is a limit for that, so we will soon reach to the 100%. And when there is an interaction between us and our clients, their expectations may be, I mean, we have to, whenever they are calling us, we have to know who they are, what they probably are looking for, why they are calling, or why they are entering into the branch. So again, this is personalization, this is prediction, so all together.
Thank you, Hayk. And regarding Team 3, it's about the partnership journey and Armenia. So why do you think Inecobank chose Salesforce, and why now?
Very good question. There are international trends that are going on, and yesterday Hrvoje told that, and today told that the battle for cloud or not cloud has been already won. And first of all, it was the choice between cloud and non-cloud. Then after that, we chose the best. So why we look for cloud? Because, I mean, it's the most efficient way to reach our goal. Why? Because there is innovation going on in the world of finances in our case, and we don't need to do extra step to have this in our premises. So AI is, which is, by the way, in case of Salesforce called Einstein, AI is working there, getting trained there, and we are using this right away, in 1 second, I mean, after one update. This is first one. The second one, of course, is cost efficiency in terms of cloud, and cost saving, of course, is there all the time. And choosing the best in the market is a natural choice for us. So we know who is the Salesforce, everyone knows. They are the top in their industry, and we were glad also to learn that they are the top in financial industry also. So this is the obvious reason.
Thank you. Hrvoje, you are seated now in an Armenian land. We are all ears right now, and I specifically, I'm going to ask you, what does Armenia represent to Salesforce?
Okay, so first of all, before I continue, one more time, thank you to Inecobank for recognizing and selecting Salesforce to be the partner in expanding their digital channels and bringing personalization to their customers. I've worked for Salesforce for the last 11 years, and I had really big, and I'm responsible for the wider region in Europe, and I had privilege to see how markets, countries are developing, picking up, developing digital technology, building experiences, etc. We see the last couple of years that things in Armenia are developing quite fast, and there is a significant bump in the GDP growth. GDP growth, this generates, of course, brings money, raising customer and consumer expectations. All these expectations are becoming global, and these technologies are spreading equally across all the markets. And what we see at the moment is that Armenia is probably at some early stage of a boom of building digital services, being commercial, government, and all other. So having said that, as I already said, Salesforce is in a way creating these trends, but also following these trends. So I strongly believe that we will see really, really good stuff coming over the years in Armenia, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I guess we all are looking forward in here. So let me jump to Team 4, Hrvoje, which is about the cross-industry lessons. What lessons from other industries you think Armenia should consider?
So if I understand the question right, okay, now we are talking about financial services. Salesforce has also a big privilege to work with all companies of every size, going from literally 1 employee to all the way to 500,000, million, and even more. So we work all market segments and we support all the industries. Obviously, for many years, high-tech industry was #1 industry or the #1 market segment for Salesforce across the globe, including the region that I'm covering. Very fast, over the last couple of years, we see actually banking becoming #1 industry, followed by insurance. Then we have, especially last couple of years, big boom in energy and utility. This is meaning electricity utilities, oil and gas, and similar companies. And then, of course, telco, manufacturing, hospitality, retail, FMCG, etc. So practically every industry in its own and different way is looking for the same thing: how to optimize business, make it more efficient, reach more customers in marketing and transaction and support through different digital channels. And all these challenges are pretty much the same, whether we are consumers, whether we are businesses, or whether we are employees. We all expect similar experiences, using similar tools, and practically there is no limit for practically in any industry to adopt this culture, processes, and then finally technology. Especially this is relevant for the companies from Armenia that are competing in global markets or are competing in other markets where companies or their competitors already have adopted this technology. So I would really look at, in these sequence industries that I mentioned, I would really look at companies that are competing in global markets. This is almost mandatory. And then, well, depending on, of course, every specific industry and the company in Armenia, see what will be the pace.
Yes, excellent. So now let's see, Hayk, how do these lessons translate into banking?
In general, what technology development does is more secured services, more quick services, better services in terms of quality and new things that we have to adapt and provide. So on one side, this is very universal across the industries. On the other side, of course, there are minor things that you learn from different industries. As I said, for example, when you call to the call center and they know about you, that's maybe first was implemented by the telecommunication industry. Of course, they run the cell phones. But for example, I had a very bad experience when someone calls from my gym. They don't know who am I. They don't know how many years I'm already prolonging the subscription, and they started their sales pitch from zero, from beginning. And funny thing was that they even offered. I was flattered, of course, but they offered Inecobank financing to me. Yeah, so it's hard to say something, but I mean, we see it everywhere, and we like small differences that makes our lives better in different industries, and maybe subconsciously we use this as an example and not knowing that we are copying or taking something from somewhere. But I mean, it's evolving, it's very interrelated, and we have to be open to any new small things that happens in different industries, so to be able to accommodate into our industry. Some say it's traditional, some say it's conservative, but in reality it's not that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Hayk, that sometimes small differences, they make a huge difference, and those steps will help us always to evolve. So let me jump to theme 5, which is about trust, regulation, and responsible innovation. Also, Hayk, I want to ask you this question. Innovation and compliance often seem at odds. So how does Inecobank balance innovation with regulatory expectations while protecting customer privacy?
Thank you very much. I will have one step back on the question how we chose Salesforce. The thing was cloud or not cloud. And the most important question, if you choose cloud, is whether Central Bank will allow it. Because we have a strict regulation by the Central Bank, of course, for reason, because we are dealing with money of our depositors. And we start discussions with the Central Bank. And the Central Bank, who I can say maybe most innovative and in the region, because they created a lot of opportunities for us to be innovative. So they accepted kind of new philosophy of cloud first, but this was not green light yet for us. So we spent a lot of time with our regulator to discuss all the details, and they had to be sure that we are ready to cope of whatever potential and possible risks cloud may impose or may mean. So we start the journey with the Central Bank, and it lasts maybe a couple of months, which Hrvoje told me that it's very short time, although we were very keen to have it earlier. Yeah, so especially in case of cloud, especially we are buying the trust of our customers. So this is very important for us, and this is very important whatever steps we take, we have to be sure that it's secure, no compromise on the security, no compromise on the risk management. Yeah, so our approach is that we don't want to innovate at the expense of risks, at the expense of regulation, and at the expense of trust. But believe me, there is a way to have all in one place. So you innovate, but having in mind that the risk management and trust is very important. So choosing Salesforce, again, I want to emphasize on this, that we know that they are ready on all the possible ways. They are compliant with different regulations across the world, being it US or EU. So it was also good from our side. So if it was cloud, then the cloud provider should be the best one in order to check all the boxes which are totally necessary to have secure transactions and secure operations. And we, from our side, with the help of my colleagues who are sitting here, we made it happen with risk management, with IT governance stuff, and we at last gained green light from the Central Bank. And now we are discussing not the history that started a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I'm sure, Hayk, that, and I believe each one of us believe in here, that earning the trust of your clients is really hard work, and maintaining it, I believe it's the real victory. So let me go back to you, Hrvoje, from Salesforce side. How can banks and technology partners work together to meet regulatory and customer expectations?
Thank you, very good question. So, let me step back and say a few words about Salesforce. Salesforce these days, celebrating 26th anniversary. In this 26th anniversary, from a small startup, Salesforce became top enterprise application vendor in the world. But on this journey, Salesforce created a whole new industry. Salesforce was the first cloud company in the world. Salesforce motivated thousands of SaaS companies that are out there and startups to participate in this industry. And finally, Salesforce motivated all major technology vendors to actually shift into cloud. However, 25 years ago, selling cloud was really hard, especially to financial services. And therefore, from day one, Salesforce embraced the value of trust, which means that absolutely everything that we do in our technology is built with the trust in mind. So in trust of our customers to trust Salesforce for data and processes, and also for consumers and customers of our customers to be able to create this sense of trust. Especially these days, the value of trust is coming up again in the very disruptive days of artificial intelligence. We are all going into this really very fast, learning. We are on a steep learning curve, but Salesforce commitment from day one is that everything that we are doing by implementing and deploying generative AI into our system applications platform is done with the first value of trust, making sure that all the customer data is secure, it's private, and we are taking this super seriously because we cannot be successful if our customers are not successful. Success, of course, goes into business KPIs, but also goes in the area of compliance. We are serving hundreds and thousands of customers across the globe, leading brands in regulated industries, mainly banking, telcos, and sometimes energy utilities. We are serving a number of government institutions across the globe in developed countries, and we are serving literally hundreds of thousands, all sorts of businesses of different sides. So the responsibility of Salesforce to serve those customers in a transparent, trustful way is really number one for Salesforce as a company.
Excellent. Are you preparing your questions? We still have 3 themes, by the way, and one of them is people, culture, and mindset. Hayk, I want to ask you, transformation often fails when it stays technical. So how are you ensuring it's also, about people, about culture?
Thank you, Asmik. It's very, very important question. I absolutely agree. You can tick all the boxes, creating technical capabilities, but if it is not used properly, or your staff is not open to this change, you will definitely fail. So it's very important to have a sales culture. It's very important to, whenever you make a transformation, to transform this culture into new tools. Because when we are talking about face-to-face interaction, this is something that is over there. So in all the industries, maybe it has history of a couple of 100 years. Maybe more. But with digital sales, for example, with remote channels, of course, it's very important that people are prepared for that, people got used to that, and the major part of the transformation is the training, is creating culture and changing mindset of those who will be in the first line dealing with the customer, whether it is face-to-face or through remote channel. So this is most important enabler, I believe, and we totally aware of that. We are working on that, and I'm sure that we will be there along the technical capabilities building.
Excellent, and also the theme 7th, it's about frontline empowerment. I want to ask you, how do you think will frontline teams benefit from Salesforce tools?
Short answer will be they will get a big confidence. Why? Because if you are just selling, they are saying, sell this pen to me, stuff like that. But when you are selling or cold calling, of course, it's very hard. But when you have enabled technology enablement, opening up the profile, some hints, next best offer, and different kind of helping, different kind of technical or AI-related hints. Of course, it will be easy to sell, and frontline will get more confident. even though there are face-to-face interactions, for example, where you still have to talk to someone, and technology has nothing to do with it. But still, if you have a good backup, we have a very good data. This data will go through the system, will come good suggestions, next best offers, and our front line will use it to the maximum. We will push the boundaries to the maximum on our sales, whether it's being face-to-face or someone sitting in the office and sending promotional emails.
Excellent. And the last theme for today, definitely, it will be about the vision and success. So I want to ask you, Hayk, what will success look like for you in 2 years from now? And then I would go to Hrvoje asking the same.
Yes, thank you. This is a very important question, because we have multiple metrics that we discussed during the investment phase. And of course, we will have others to track the success. So the first part was about financial and how much we have to grow in order to justify this investment. Of course, that's a normal case. Currently, we already track 15 plus different metrics, which relates to customer satisfaction, which relates to customer experience, where we have problems, where we have improvement places, etc. So all those metrics will serve us to decide and to fine-tune whatever we will do with the help of Salesforce and CRM system. Of course, it will affect our customer satisfaction, who will call to the call center, who will chat with our agents, with our people, hopefully in the next AI agents, to discuss their issues. And it will be during the face-to-face. So all will bring to, first, which is most important, the revenue growth. Second, customer experience. And the most important part here is that we are competing. We have been competing already 30 years. We have been innovating already 30 years. But there is one thing that creates a big bond and big loyalty, which is satisfied customers. And the satisfied customers will bring a lot of new customers, and this is very important. So to sum up, the maybe most important thing is to track customer satisfaction, of course, after the revenue growth.
Yeah, so we as customers, we are very delighted to hear this. So Hrvoje, I would also like to have your input regarding the vision, the success, the upcoming years.
Okay, so for Inecobank or any other company embracing Salesforce, it's not one-off, it's a journey. You mentioned Hayk before, so it's about people, it's about processes, it's about technology. Our job as a technology vendor is to provide technology that is proven with references. However, the way it's going to implement it is on a bank to create processes and to create the culture to make this to the best use. This is not happening overnight. This is a journey. Not only because technology has to be adapted, but the moment you, let's say, become mature in one thing, there will be another innovation and then another innovation. So this is to create the culture of innovating, culture of bringing new stuff and innovation and leading the way in the market. So this is why I would really expect and be very happy to see, let's say, 3 or 4 years from now, Ineco being on this path of constant innovation, improvement, and meeting customer expectations in Armenian market.
Thank you so much, Hrvoje, for the discussion. Hayk, thank you so much. So let's give the chance to the audience to ask you questions if you have. Yes, please. We have a question over there behind.
Hello, thank you so much for this dialogue and conversation. My name is Anna, and I guess what I want to ask is, you mentioned the importance of developing a sales culture within the company. And I wonder, how do you ensure that your team not only masters the tools such as Salesforce, but also some human skills such as, I don't know, narrative intelligence, emotional agility, emotional intellect as well? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. This is very important, and of course, as I said, technology is enabler and is there to help. But selling skills, understanding people who sits in front of you or who is on the other direction of whatever channel you are interacting with, so the line or the chat, you have to understand the emotions. You have to be very precise on anticipating whether people, so to understand their emotions and accordingly to react to the situation. Of course, we are having, as every business, we are having situations when someone is calling and they are very angry, you have to deal with it. So that's another track of our training that we are doing constantly, and of course we have to increase it more, because if someone still wants a face-to-face interaction, they need it. So whatever our customer needs, we are there to help them. So that's very important to continue to invest in such kind of skills, which is emotional intelligence of our frontline, which is how to deal with the complaints, how to deal with angry people, which happens, unfortunately. And this is constant and evolving process, so we are heavily investing also on that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayk. Of course, of course.
Okay, so, I mean, this is a very good question. Generative AI will not replace people, especially not in sales. Technology will enable or augment people to do a better job, being provided with better information and tools. But this will allow us, me, this is my job, to be even better in skills that are, in social skills. So absolutely, yes.
Thank you very much, Hasvik and gentlemen. Let's give a big round of applause to our colleagues from Salesforce and Inecobank and Hasvik for this wonderful moderation.